times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch or fall.
Use code GSG for 5% off all Cinch Gaming products. Yo, what's going on, guys? Metasocrates coming at you again with another commentary, and today we actually have another installment of the epic class setup series, nasty class setup series. And today we're actually going to get into the M1928. Now, if you don't know what the M1928 is, it's actually what would be known in older Call of Duties as the Thompson or the Tommy gun, the classic infamous weapon from all those, 1920 gangster movies. So the Thompson in this game is a little bit different than a lot of the other games that it's been in. The only other game that I know that it's been in prominently is Call of Duty World at War. And with Call of Duty World at War, the Thompson was a really good SMG. Not to say that it's not good in this game, but it's just not in the same light as it was in World at War. The Thompson in this game is actually, I wouldn't say as good in all ranges. Like, the PPSH in this game is kind of what the Thompson was in that game. Now, granted, the MP40 was like god tier, 2-bullet cross map, no problem with the MP40. But in this game, the Thompson is not really that all-around SMG that it was in World at War. I mean, so basically, in this game, the Thompson is more of a close-range SMG. And what I mean by that is you're going to want to basically all the gunfights that you get into with this gun, you're gonna want to keep them medium or as close to SMG range as possible. This gun isn't gonna excel very well at medium or long ranges. It's not like like the PPSH. The PPSH is really good in all categories, but the Thompson in this game, or the M1928, the Thompson, I'm gonna refer to it as the Thompson. The Thompson in this game isn't really like that. You have to keep the gunfights pretty close if you want to do really well with this weapon. Now, the cool thing about the Thompson is that in this game there's actually a variant that you can unlock it through supply drops. You can get the heroic version, or if you I believe it's either level 5 or level 6 social score, you unlock this gun, and it's a variant of the Thompson. It's called the Wilco. Now, from everybody I've heard and all the understandings that I have about the Wilco is that it's basically just a visually remade ASM1 Speakeasy from Advanced Warfare. And I played a little bit of Advanced Warfare. It wasn't my favorite COD. I still go back and play it from time to time. But the ASM1 Speakeasy was the go-to weapon for me. It was the gun that I wanted really badly. It was the gun that I was chasing in supply drops. So to kind of talk about more of this weapon, as you're seeing in the gameplay, nothing too special. 26 and 9 TDM. Nothing really too special about the gameplay whatsoever. I happened to turn on Elgato early this morning after I was going off with this gun. I was dropping 35, 40 kills at TDM. I was really, really upset that I couldn't get one of those gameplays up here for you. But I promise I'm going to try and bring a really nice gameplay with the Thompson as soon as possible. But to get back into the weapon a little bit, the Thompson is really good. If you don't know, if you haven't used it yet, I really suggest it. It was, I believe it's unlocked at level 41 to 43, somewhere in there. I could be wrong. Could be 48. Let me check on that real quick. In the quick bit of research that I was actually able to do, I couldn't find a really quick source. I googled it for like 30 seconds. I'm not gonna sit here and try and lie to you guys. I couldn't find a definitive answer. I'm gonna say it's anywhere between level 43 to 48, and it was actually the gun that I used my day 1 permanent unlock token on. And I actually did that for more of nostalgic reasons, because I used this gun a lot in World at War, and the Thompson's just a really classic, iconic weapon, and I wanted to use it in this game, so I used my permanent unlock token on it. And day 1. But then again, it was day 1. I was very impressed with this weapon. It was the gun that I used almost primarily on day 1. I remember beaming kids cross map with it. It felt like the Thompson was the most overpowered gun in the game. But as it carried on, it didn't really feel as good as it did on day 1. Like, the more I used the weapon after day 1 of the game dropped, the less I started to, the less I used it, the less I liked it. And it really just didn't compare to the PPSH or in my opinion, any other SMG that you want to use. My personal favorite SMG at this point in time is the Type 100. I fully plan on that being the next nasty class setup video. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these 2 class setups I have suggested for you. Now, the one that I am using currently in this gameplay, and the one I've been using in the Thompson since the patch that fixed Quick Draw, is Quick Draw, Grip, and Advanced Rifling, and I use Airborne and Primed. And the reason I use Quick Draw and Grip is, of course, because they fixed Quick Draw on a lot of the weapons. It may have been global. I couldn't feel it globally, but I definitely felt like Quick Draw was not working on the Thompson. And so when they fixed Quick Draw on the Thompson, I decided to give it a try and really liked it. And I use airborne again for that SMG suppressor attachment. Free attachments like having 4. Whenever you're going to use airborne, I suggest running long barrel on the SMG that you use, because it actually, I believe, if I remember the numbers correctly, suppressors reduce the damage over range on SMGs by 30%, and if you actually throw on advanced rifling, it only reduces it by 8%. So I definitely like to use advanced rifling on all of my SMGs, just for the fact of, you know, if I'm using airborne, it's nice to have that increase over somebody that isn't using it that also has a suppressor attached. If you're not using it, it adds extra range to the gun. And of course, I use primed for that 3 attachment setup. And here's actually the setup that I was using from day 1 up until they fixed quick draw. And this was actually a setup that I thoroughly enjoyed, but it doesn't quite feel the same ever since they fixed quick draw. And that would be grip, advanced rifling, and extended mags. And again, I ran that with the airborne division and the primed basic training for that 3. For those 3 attachments. Yeah, go ahead and give this gun a try. You know, either setup I think would work and would do really well, as long as you keep the gunfights to a manageable range. If you're going to be using the setup without quick draw, I definitely suggest running around corners pre-aiming. Yeah, just make sure that you always have time to ADS, because the Thompson without quick draw, it may just be a feel thing, but it ADS is very slowly. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this commentary short. If you guys enjoyed, comment, rate, and subscribe. Check out all the links down in the description, and we'll see you later. Peace.